Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the project file walkthrough for Still Raindrops. This is the first time I'm going to be doing this sort of thing, so bear with me, but I hope you all gain some insights and hopefully learn a little bit of something about mashups in the process. So basically I'm just going to walk through some of the decisions I made and explain what I did with the mashup here. This vocal is actually if you notice here in the project file, I have rain dry and rain wet, and there's a reason for that. It's because the original vocals that I got isolated from the Girls Last Tour insert song. Let me just mute everything else, if I can. They actually have a lot of heavy effects like reverb and delay on them. So if I play it here, well, ignore the backing vocals, but like just listen to that versus this. So you can hear that the reverb and delay is a lot less prominent, and so are the sort of like vocal harmonies. In order to sort of obtain a cleaner vocal, because what I wanted was for the vocal to sound alright, and then when it hits the chorus, that's when like all these effects come in. Oh, okay, that's the gross beat. But basically, once the chorus hits, then the vocals like really open up. So I wanted that sort of effect. It's a bit subtle, but it's there. Yeah, so I wanted that contrasted there. So in order to obtain the dry vocals, basically, what I did was I took this raw vocal and I used another program called Isotope RX7. But you can do this with any program that has a feature called center extraction. So I used a central channel extractor, which basically just picks out most of the sounds that have been center panned versus the side frequencies, which tend to arise when you have a lot of reverb and stuff that like gives vocals a sense of space. It's because those frequencies are, in oversimplifying things, they sort of go to the side in a sense. So the central channel extractor just ignores those side frequencies and cuts out stuff that's mainly from the middle. Of course, it didn't do a perfect job, but it was good enough for me to get a relatively clean vocal. And I just took some parts of that, like each of the bits I needed. The clips are down here, they've been muted because I consolidated them. But basically all I have on this track is some of the vocals in Melodyne, where I just yeah, basically I just recorded those in and then transferred the notes so it matched the vocals for Still Feel, because the like it has this part. Feeling close to the stars. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know, it's a reference to that, and that's what I was going for. Hi, future me here, realizing I forgot to mention this detail. Once I consolidated these backing vocals, I have each of them routed into. Let me turn off the Melodyne track. I have each of them routed into another channel, and I just slapped some delay on it. And that's it. That's the only touch that I forgot to mention while I was recording the first time. Okay, continue. I'll skip ahead to the chorus. Pretty much this part I didn't touch anything. Towards the middle here, I felt in the second verse I included a sample from OK Go, the song A Million Ways, just because I thought the guitar sample is really cool. And yeah, just to make it a sort of close off cleanly along with the instrumental. Yeah, for the second chorus, you'll notice that it sounds like really glitchy, and that's what I was sort of going for. I was playing around with it in gross beat initially, and I discovered a couple of the presets, because if you go into gross beat, where's the channel? Yeah, here it is. So if you go to gross beat, you go into presets, and you go into momentary, you'll find a bunch of these really cool sort of preset effects, and I was just playing around with them, and I really like the sound of some of those, like repeat things. So I basically chopped up a couple of. It's basically just chopped up and rearranged. And so like that's just like a really tiny bit that's chopped and then looped over again. And for some of these bits, I like shortened it a little bit so it sounds more aggressive, because I felt the loop on its own was a bit too smooth. And this seemed to gel pretty well, because the still feel instrumental is very like bass heavy. It's kind of like got a trap vibe to it, and I wanted to do something to match that, as opposed to just slapping the vocals on there and doing nothing. So this automation clip basically just tells it when to do a beat scratch effect, and I muted the instrumental for this part, so it sounds like this. Oh wait, it didn't sound. It didn't trigger. So something like that. However it came out is how it is in the track. This part I really like, just because I was trying to figure out how to like there's a beat skip, and so this is probably my favorite part. Yeah. Anyways, that's that. And then towards this part, as it goes into the bridge, I looped it a little bit just to match the structure of the Sound of Raindrops vocals, and I took the opening of the song and just sampled it pretty much. So it's just that looped over again, and then halfway it transitions to this drop sound, and then it just goes into the full drum solo. Meanwhile, over down here, these are just a few recordings of me going kind of smooth McGroove style, and I just pan one left, pan one right, and then I did a higher harmony, and that's state center, more or less. And I think I slapped some pitcher on it just to auto correct the notes, but it doesn't sound too perfect. I have each of these routed to a separate channel, so I pan this one left, pan this one right, and then that's the center one, and all of them are going to this channel, which has a compressor and reverb on it, just to make it sound a little bit better in the mix. In hindsight, I should have worked on this a bit more, but whatever, it's fine. I think part of it is just me being bugged by the sound of my own voice, but whatever. And that's pretty much it. And then the rest of the song, it just, there's already enough going on there that it really drives it home. Still Feel is just such a wonderful track, and I did this little fade out here because I think in the instrumental that I extracted it from, it sort of ends with this like noise thing. Let me see if I can isolate what like it sort of ends with that, and I thought like after like the feel good part like fades out, I thought it'd be best to end it, so I just faded it out before it could get to that part, because honestly I thought it felt a bit creepy. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the main mixing decisions I made during the production of this mashup. This took me pretty much a whole day. I just did, oh yeah, these automations are some just slowly ramp up the volume over the course of the song, just because the vocals need to raise in volume to match the instrumental, because it keeps getting gradually louder. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that went into this mashup. So I hope you learned something. I hope that this was useful to you, and thanks for stopping by. See you next time.